Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play the Pandora Directive. Last time you remember, we just got informed by Lucia that we need to break back into the NSA hideout to get her something in exchange for something else. And just as I was about to break for the ending, somebody started trying to call us. And I decided to end it there on that cliffhanger because I'm kind of a bastard that way. So, let's see who's calling us.
Hello there. I'm glad I caught you at home.
Okay, let's see. Likewise, ray of sunshine, make conversation. Yeah, she's getting a little too close to comfort for my liking. So let's stick with make conversation.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't drop by in person, because my housekeeper's on the rampage again.
If I dropped by, I'd just mess up your apartment anyway.
So what'd you find out?
Well, not much. About the only thing I could figure out was toward the end of the notebook. There were quite a few references to OE, EW, and AE, but I'm not sure what they stand for.
Well, the E and the W could be directions or compass points, and the OE stands for Old English, but that doesn't seem very relevant. Whatever they mean, I get the feeling they're leading to something really big. Everyone and their dogs want to get their hands on your father's work.
As soon as we find out what these initials stand for, we'll be halfway to a fortune.
I don't know. Maybe your father was keeping this under wraps for good reason. When we find out what this is all about, we may decide that whatever he learned shouldn't be let out into circulation.
What are you talking about? That's why we're in this. For the money.
Look, your father wanted to keep this work away from the NSA, and I think that's an omen.
We won't sell it to them. We'll only sell the information to the right people.
What if it's not that simple? What if it's something that would be better locked up forever?
That's not an option. It was my father's work, so by rights it's mine now. You can have a piece of the action, or I can do it alone. Now I think you should give me back that box I gave you.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You don't have the right to keep it from me. It's mine.
That's not the point.
You're right, Tex. I'm being foolish and irresponsible. If there's nothing terrible about what we find, we'll make a lot of money and live happily ever after.
Let's keep our fingers crossed, but for now I just want you to sit tight. I have a feeling things are going to get a little sticky from now on. Those initials you found may refer to other people who received boxes from your father. I'll see what I can turn up. Give me a call if anything else occurs to you.
All right, Tex. I'll be here. Please be careful.
All right. So we have resisted temptation once again. And made it pretty clear that whatever Regan's motivations are, they are definitely focused on something other than whatever more noble ends Fitzpatrick has. Of course, it's all well and good for me to talk about nobility when I'm getting ready to break into a government facility for the third time in as many days. Thankfully, I can jump right to the evidence room this time. Let's see. Now, this key, it does not have a locker number on it. Okay, so we're going to have to...
Who knows what dastardly secrets are contained in these lockers?
Huh, okay.
Well, I hope this is what Purnell wanted me to find. Or maybe she'll just have to be happy with a bootleg copy of a Bon Jovi's greatest hits CD.
Well, that does appear to be the Operation Euphoria disc, because it says so right there. Alright, open, use Operation Euphoria disc, and 1091.
I guess I'll need to...
Okay, and try this again. And back to the office. All right, the perfect crime.
This is Lucia Purnell. I'm not at my desk right now, but if you leave your name and vid phone number, maybe I'll get back to you.
Yeah, she keeps changing clothes whenever we call her. You notice that? I mean, okay, that might have been a voice message right there, but when she called before and left the message, she was wearing the purple outfit. Then we called her back, she was back in the gray outfit. Funny that. All right, well, we've made some progress on the boxes, and I can't think of any other leads at the moment, so let's call Fitzpatrick again.
Have you had any luck recovering the box from the NSA?
Yeah, I got it, but I don't think the feds are too happy with me right now. You got a second to talk?
Certainly.
All right.
I admired Thomas Malloy greatly. He's one of the few men I've ever known who always did the right thing. The power cell was recovered from the site near Roswell.
All right.
A.E. I suppose that could refer to Archie Ellis.
Archie Ellis. And I'd be willing to bet that E.W. is Elijah Witt. Okay, we'll ask about Archie Ellis.
I believe he's the editor of the Cosmic Connection. I don't know who he is. No, I've heard of the book, but I've never read it.
And looking at that name, J.I. Fellwaite, that looks like an anagram for Elijah Witt.
Project Blueprint was the name given to the military's analysis of the alien materials. Oh yes, I know of him. He's a respected writer in the field of UFO studies. By all appearances, he's a reclusive man.
All right.
I don't believe I have any additional information.
All right, well.
After Fitzpatrick hangs up, I realize I forgot to ask him for Ellis's phone number. I decided to check the directory, and surprisingly, Ellis's name is listed.
Well, that was convenient.
Identify yourself.
Okay, that's a bit freaky, but let's see. Hobbit humor, power play, cut to the chase. Let's, oh, what the heck.
I am Gandalf, wielder of the Glamdring and slayer of the Balrog.
I am unfamiliar with your codename. Why have you contacted me?
Do not meddle with me, mortal. I am the keeper of the secret flame of Anor. Okay, cut to the chase.
I'm a friend of Dr. Thomas Malloy.
Tell me your name and your connection to Dr. Malloy.
Name, rank, serial number, mention the boxes, mention Malloy's work.
My name's Murphy, and I have a package he sent. I'm trying to locate others who received similar packages.
I am familiar with the packages you refer to. I do not have one of them.
Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it again.
All right.
Dr. Malloy asked me to carry on his work involving hieroglyphics found in the Roswell spaceship.
If you have knowledge of the Roswell hieroglyphics, then you should know other details regarding alien studies. If you can answer several questions, I will agree to meet with you. Who was the author of There Are Messages from Space?
And yes, this is a test of how well have you been looking at all of these seemingly inconsequential objects you've been picking up all over the place. So if you've looked at the magazine or the book, you will know that the author is
J.I. Fellwaite?
Correct. What is the name of the site of the immense alien landing strips in Peru?
And I actually know this one without having to have known about the plains of Nazca, which, big, gigantic drawings on the ground that some people believe were, landing strips for spacecraft.
The plain of Nazca.
Correct. Name the structure located at Tiahuanaco.
And yeah, the Gate of the Sun.
The Gate of the Sun.
You have passed the test. Contact Archibald Ellis at 413 Vina Del Mar.
And yeah, I think we lost some points going for the Gandalf joke there, but darn it, that was funny. Okay, so Cosmic Connection.
The sloppily painted sign 413 Vina Del Mar identifies the place as the Cosmic Connection. The display window is filled with charms, amulets, UFO books, and astrology charts. It doesn't look too promising. I open the door and step inside. An innocuous-looking little man is debating furiously with someone on the vidphone.
Look, extraterrestrial contact was made by the Russians throughout the 50s. It is well documented.
Wrong decade, Arch.
The aliens had to get rid of Kennedy before he exposed them, and LBJ was certainly under their control, if not actually one of them.
LBJ was a commie, mate.
Look, Larry, Vietnam was a ruse to divert the America's public attention and to throw our political system into chaos.
Cliche, cliche, cliche.
You know what, Larry? You're really beginning to get on my nerves here, okay? So why don't I call you back later? Goodbye. You always sneak up on people like that?
I'm a PI. It's what I get paid to do. Are you Ellis?
Yeah, that's right. You must be Murphy. Here's my card. You got one?
Darn it, I think I just handed out my last one.
Oh, okay. Well, you give me one later. So, you're a private eye, huh? Never met a private eye before. Hey, want some herbal tea?
No.
No? Oh, okay. So, you know Dr. Malloy?
I knew him. He's dead. The NSA murdered him.
Murdered him?
Actually, I think the NSA wanted to take him alive. So I gather from that the NSA wanted something from him. Now, you were with him recently. Do you have any idea what that'd be? Oh, do you mind?
Actually, I do.
So I guess this is the part where you tell me everything you know about Malloy.
I wasn't done with that yet.
Sorry.
You want me to start at the beginning?
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Well, I publish a magazine called The Cosmic Connection. I'm sure you've heard of it. We feature investigative reports, interviews, anything concerning the supernatural, the ET, you know, anything like that. Anyway, one of my contacts in the field is a man by the name of Elijah Witt. Oh, he is a legend in the area of alien encounters. Anyway, a few months back, he set up an interview between Dr. Malloy and myself.
Did Witt say how he knew Malloy?
No, but I think that he, Witt, pulled some strings and got him, Malloy, a research lab at San Francisco Tech. Witt used to be a professor there, and,
Any idea what Malloy was doing at the research lab?
I don't really know, but he did use a strange term, the Pandora device. I'm not really sure exactly what it means.
Pandora device?
Well, yeah, he talks about the dark seed that was unleashed.
The what?
Well, something got loose, something alive. I mean, come on, there's been stories around for ages. Anyway, we talked about other things, you know, Roswell, of course. You know what? What you should probably do is read some books, and I can make some recommendations.
Oh, they have big pictures.
Let's see, I'm gonna start you with something light. Foucault's Pendulum. This is practically a manual on government conspiracies. And, let's see, Adrift in the Telluric Currents. Now, this is a little tougher read, but but it's good. It's really good. And a must-read is The Fifth Column, okay, by Richard Eco. Now, this man, he was a prophet. I mean, he proved without reasonable doubt that we've been living amongst aliens for generations, and the government knows everything. I mean, it even hints that one of our presidents was a alien, if not at least half. You know, I won't tell you which president. I want to ruin the surprise for you. Anyway, it's all in there: crop circles, abductions, etc., etc. Look, if you want my advice, don't trust anybody, okay? I mean, I can sense you're on the level here, but most of the time, people, you just don't know. I mean, aliens are everywhere, man.
Hey, Archie. How do you know I'm not an alien?
Murph, you're so silly. Everyone knows aliens deny their own existence.
Well, I appreciate you letting me borrow these.
Sure, just take them home with you.
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Sure, that would be great.
And yeah, I was trying not to burst out laughing at this sequence because, not for the obvious reasons, but because I'm pretty sure I get as obnoxious making book recommendations in my day job as a librarian. But, all right, let's start at the beginning and let's see what we can find out from Archie here.
Well, you know, it's good to meet someone with the same ideas as me. You know, I get so tired of people thinking I'm some kind of kook or something. That name isn't familiar to me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not surprising.
Oh, yeah, someone by that name contacted me a couple of weeks ago. You know, he was trying to locate Dr. Malloy, but I couldn't give him much help. Sure, I know about NSA. Scary group. I mean, it's common knowledge they're being run by aliens.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see why the NSA considered him low priorities for surveillance.
Yeah, she's a reporter for the Bay City Mirror. I mean, I tried to get her to write for the Cosmic Connection, but we didn't hit it off real well. Well, you know, I subscribe to the Mirror. It's a little soft on conspiracy issues, but yeah, not bad overall.
Did Malloy send you a small box made of some strange metal, no apparent way of opening it up?
Well, actually he did, but it got stolen. That in the interview I did with Dr. Malloy. You know, I'm missing a stapler, too, and a few pens. I don't know if I misplaced them or...
So let me get this straight. You just let somebody waltz in here and take the box?
Well, no, actually I hid it. But whoever broke in, they knew exactly what they were looking for. Well, as you can see, my shop here isn't just for anyone. But my magazine is written to be interesting and informative to all readers of all ages.
All right. Doesn't know who Regan is.
Oh, Mr. Witt is a living legend in the UFOologist community. I would love to have him over for some herbal tea and conversation, but he's always busy. I guess I just have to be content with his books. Yeah, that's the code name for the research done at Roswell on the alien wreckage. I don't have any real good documentation on it. The government keeps a very tight lid on it. Sure, I know about the book. You don't? I mean, I read it at least 100 times. Yeah, that's the pen name for Elijah Witt. He uses for his books. It's an anagram of his real name.
Called it.
Listen, Archie, what can you tell me about this power cell?
Well, according to Malloy, there were 2 of them on the spacecraft recovered at Roswell. The research scientists decided that it was some sort of alien battery, and they tried to break one down. The other one was cataloged and stored somewhere in the Roswell complex. I don't know. Well, I'm just one of the few people who realize that we are not alone in the universe. I mean, anyone who thinks otherwise is insane. I told you what I know. I mean, by the name, I guess it's something powerful and something Dr. Malloy doesn't want to let loose. There were strange designs on the box. They looked Mayan or Aztec. The interview that I did with Dr. Malloy was on 2 separate discs. They only got the first one. You want to watch it? Sorry for the interruption, Doctor. This power cell, as you call it, could it be used to power these ships?
Hypothetically. But first, we'd have to get into the Roswell complex. And the military isn't about to roll out the red carpet.
Well, rumors have circulated for years about what really happened there. Would you care to shed some light on the incident?
Well, I can only tell you what I've heard. Among the various items recovered at the Roswell crash were several egg-shaped capsules stored inside a containment chamber. Now, no one could figure out how to open the capsules, so they faded into the background for years. Then the researchers figured out how to operate the accelerator. Apparently, someone used it on one of the capsules, and something was released into the facility. And whatever it was, it killed off almost everyone in the complex before the military could quarantine the area.
And no one's been in the complex since then?
Not that I know of.
Thank you for your time, Doc. So, what do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
Well, the stuff about Roswell was interesting. He didn't say anything about the Pandora device.
Nope. So what are we gonna do now?
Well, I've got to find out more about the Pandora device. Maybe I ought to contact Elijah Witt.
Ooh, I don't think that's a very good idea.
Why not?
Well, you see, Mr. Witt, you know, he's a personal friend of mine, but he's very important, very private person. He doesn't like strangers. Too many wackos on the loose, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Archie.
Okay, well, let's ask about Roswell.
You think you're the first person who ever wanted to get in there? Heck, every UFOologist in the world would love to get in there and take a look around the complex.
So why don't they?
Well, look, first of all, it's secured. The military, they don't want anybody getting in there. It's only accessible with top-level security clearance.
Well, have you got any top-level security clearance?
Well, no.
Well, do you know where I can get some?
No.
Well, I guess I'm just wasting your time.
People say I'm crazy? Oh, the doctor was a really nice guy. I'm really sorry to hear that he's no longer on this Earth plane. You know, dead. I don't know any more about it than what Dr. Malloy said in the interview.
Let's see.
I can't help you with that.
Oh, and just for giggles.
I can't help you with that.
Jeez, I expected more of a reaction from that, but,
Talking to Ellis was like entering the Twilight Zone. All this hocus-pocus about aliens and quarantines. And what's the story of the Pandora device Ellis referred to? I wonder if it could be linked to the boxes Malloy sent out. One thing seems pretty clear. Malloy considered the power cell to be important to his work and was convinced that one was still hidden away inside the Roswell military complex.
which means we have to figure out a way to break into a hideout in Roswell. Thankfully, I think our new NSA security badge might help us out toward those ends, but for now, let's head back to base. And let's give Fitzpatrick another call.
Good evening, Tex. You look as though you're on to something. What can I do for you?
Well, I had a little talk with Archie Ellis. It seems that Dr. Malloy was working on something called the Pandora device, and I think it's connected to the boxes. I'd like to run some of these new developments by you.
All right. Go ahead and start with Archie Ellis.
I believe he's the...
Okay, I did that already.
The power cell was... Knowing Thomas, he wouldn't put all of his information in any one box. Maybe we need all of the boxes to create the Pandora device. It's possible that the box that Mr. Ellis received was a blind meant to throw the NSA off track.
Yeah, because, to be polite, would you trust Archie Ellis with, anything world-threatening?
I can't help you with that.
Okay.
If you have connections to the NSA, that's where I'd go to get security clearance high enough to get into the Roswell military base.
I need some information about the Roswell military complex.
What kind of information?
Well, I got one of the boxes open, and inside I found a picture of what I've been told is an alien power cell recovered from the UFO crash at Roswell. I think the power cell must tie in somehow with the Pandora device. And apparently, the only place I'm going to find the power cell is inside the Roswell complex.
You intend to go to the Roswell military base?
Well, I don't see any way around it. That's why I called. I need to find a way in.
I don't think I can help you. My security clearance there is a thing of the long past.
Any suggestions?
The only people that would still have access to the base would be top military personnel. And perhaps the NSA.
Well, if that's all, I guess I better get ready to go.
If you're certain you must go to Roswell, there's one other thing that I should tell you. The military base is well camouflaged, and you could spend weeks trying to locate the site. I'll give you the coordinates.
All right.
Hey, got a second?
Stale joke, maybe, not really.
Yeah. Oops. Time's up.
Very funny. I think we should get together. Why don't you come over here? We can meet in my room.
Pious rule of thumb, hesitant, turn down the offer. Yeah, as much fun as it would be to let her try and work us to her will, nothing doing.
I really don't have time to come by right now.
I promise I'll be gentle.
The final straw refused for the time being, older and wiser.
It's a tempting offer, Regan, but I'll have to pass for now.
Some men wouldn't be so resistant.
Holier than thou, give in, keep it cool.
Well, that's just part of my charm.
All right, I can tell you're too busy for me right now. Give me a call when you've got more time. See ya.
Despite warnings from Ellis and Fitzpatrick, I'm bound for Roswell. Hopefully the alien power cell is somewhere in the Roswell military complex. I know that without it, I'll never find out Malloy's secret.
And yeah, there's the end of a day. And so we begin day 6, South by Southeast. Little Hitchcock not there. Wait, no, Hitchcock didn't do North by Northwest, did he? Can't remember. Well, it's a North by Northwest gag.
The trip to Roswell takes about 4.5 hours, giving me plenty of time to think. Something's bothering me from the last time I went to the Cosmic Connection.
You mean the first time you went there?
And it hits me. A black Avatar speeder was parked down the street. Could have been the NSA. A voice in the back of my head keeps telling me that Archie Ellis is in danger. Or is it that they're just keeping tabs on me? Eventually, I locate the military base, and using the NSA ID badge I found at AUTOTECH, I'm able to get into the complex. The area is still running various security systems, but the place is totally abandoned. At least by humans.
And yeah, aren't we glad we didn't have to spend 4.5 hours trying to fly here like in Mean Streets. But before we go poking around this abandoned bunker too closely, let's make one quick trip back.
Archie's nervous when he comes to the door. Earlier, there were suspicious characters mulling around outside the shop. I tell him it might be wise to close the store for a while and take a little vacation. With the way things are heating up on this case, it's best not to be readily available for just anybody who might drop by.
All right. And now we return to Roswell. And I think we got a few points for doing that. So, this strikes me as a good place to stop for now. And next time we will begin investigating the ruins of Roswell. We'll see you next time.